Was this not amazing, or was this not amazing? Although I said that really backwards. This was amazing. Let's just go there. Okay, thank you so much. First of all, I have to start by thanking you guys for watching. Those of you who are watching the replay, we love you. We appreciate you. Roberta, Sandy, folks who showed up live, we love you. We appreciate you. We hope that you got as much value directly to your heart as each of these presenters sent out directly from theirs. So I want to start by thanking Agnes Kowalski, Stacy Hyland, and Nicole Barham for sharing so much value with us. And I just realized that I forgot to go live on Facebook. We knew there was going to be a glitch. Give me 1 second, because I really want us to get the value here. And I forgot I still had to press live on StreamYard, even though we're not all good. Yeah. Sorry about that. This should work. We're about to find out. So this is my first time doing it, and I thought it would be fun.
Nothing like doing new things in technology and working
on demand, right? Because that made sense. Ready to go live.
You're amazing. I can only do one thing at a time, so I'm just always amazed that you can do.
I see.
Stream this and record that. I'm like, I can't.
Well, that's what she has, the facility. It's all like set up.
Oh my God, yeah, it's a blessing. It really is. And I realized what I did. So this is fun. All I'll say to folks is, hey, just do it. Just do it, right? There's nothing that can. All right, it's gonna go live now. So I realized what I did, and now that should be live. I know what I kind of sent it too many different places at once. So I'm back behind stage. So we'll see what happens. It went live. Hopefully it went live. If not, it's recording on StreamYard. So again, thank you all. Please introduce yourself a little bit to everyone who might not have been with us this whole afternoon. And I'll start in the order that you went. Aggie, first up.
Hi, I'm Aggie Kay. I'm a mindset coach and GRM specialist, counselor, therapist, coach for the last 20 plus years. And my topic was how to supercharge your manifesting skills. And that was very fun. You should definitely go get the replay for all the amazing wisdom that we shared.
That was awesome. I guess I'll take the baton. Yeah. So I'm Stacy Hyland.
Wait, I have one for you. It's a crystal though.
Okay.
Isn't that so on brand? Here you go.
I'm Stacy Hyland. I'm a business coach, author, and speaker, and I help business owners that are super high achievers add a zero to their business without the hustle. So that's what I spoke on today, about some of the things that you need to be doing to add a zero to your business without burning yourself out and not being able to spend any time with the people you love and doing the things you love. So I will pass the baton. We have to throw it up to you, Nicole.
Oh, you're muted.
Oh, now I'm on. Okay. Hi, I'm Nicole Barham, a finance coach and a 5-minute money coach. And today I spoke about how to stay on top of your finances in just 5 minutes a day and be ready for tax season way before the deadline. I have been doing this work for over 3 years. I've been in accounting and finance for many years before that. And just loved, this summit today, sharing with you ladies and sharing with our audience. And hopefully this was valuable to everyone.
So I am live, it looks like, by myself. Don't ask me what I did.
Oh, no. I'm looking at my phone. I'm still looking at my phone to say, is it going to show up?
I'm live. It's definitely showing live, and 3 people are watching it, but I don't see anything. So yeah, it's going to show me by myself right now, which does nothing for us, right? But it doesn't matter because I'm going to post this up later. So the point is, I think people can actually hear your answers. So we're just going to roll with it. Okay. We're going to roll with it because this is the reality of what happens when life goes the way it goes and I decide to go live at the last minute. So I wanted to really just ask you each, as you occupy the space that you occupy. So Aggie, talked about action and the mindset. Stacy talked about mindset with the action. How do you ensure that you're keeping things in balance? Because you yourselves are such experts in a very siloed area. And I'm asking that because a lot of us are expert in one thing, and then we know the other things to do, but sometimes it's just that feeling of, oh my God, let me not get out of balance. Like I do way too much marketing. Marketing gets you leads, sales get you paid. I need to do more sales, right? But everything to a marketer looks like a nail, right? To a marketing hammer. So I would love any of you to answer that. Sort of how do you stay in balance with all the other pieces that make up your money journey?
Well, I'll start, I guess. What I think is really important is that business and life is like a wave, right? That you see the waves coming in and then it goes out and comes in and goes out. And I like to think of my business and my marketing also as a wave, because what I see in this hustle culture, the bro marketing puts out there is like, go, 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 go. And, just hustle all the time. It's not sustainable. I mean, it might be when you're 20, right? But what happens is that instead, I like to look at it as a wave. It's like, okay, what are the waves throughout the year of my business? Of like, for example, if I know like January through February, those are like really like, let's go hard January through February. Then my kids have March break. Okay, then it's like take a little break there. So the wave like goes down and then, like go till maybe Easter. And then like, so it's really like being able to listen to your body and to look at like also the seasons within your business of, what are the good seasons for you as a business owner? Like I know like January till June are really strong. And then like the summer, I love to, we just built a lake house. So we like to go there and I like to really actually enjoy it. And so then it's like September through mid-December, it's like go, go, go. But really looking at, building that for yourself, that you plan it out for the year ahead. And I do a big wall calendar, and I actually have on the calendar, like, what are my working on the business days? What are my revenue generating days? What are my, off days? And I actually plan that all out, little, dots color coded. And, that's something I learned from Dan Sullivan, is to really look at, those different buckets of your business and how to plan them out.
Wow, that's amazing. I am not that organized at all.
And I love that you admit it. This is
like, my daughter $5 to do my calendar. I paid my 12-year-old $5 to make my calendar.
I love it. I love getting them involved. That's so awesome. For me, the balance is really in doing the internal work and delegating the things I don't like, that I consistently don't do myself. So, and don't like to do myself. So if I notice that pattern, like I do an inventory every month, what worked, what didn't work, what do I want to do differently? And I stay consistent with the things I like to do that I know grow my business, but the things I'm like, I didn't do that again and I really want to, has to get delegated because I'm not doing it and I don't like to do it, or I'm not finding the time to do it. So I need to hire someone to do it. I need to delegate it out, like whether it's the bookkeeping that I'm not keeping on top. I'd like to think that I could do a date every week with my money, but I'm not sure that I would unless I had something that I invested in, like Nicole's thing, where like you're committed, right? Like you bought this thing and you want to use it and it's like fun to use it, let's say, right? So I think investing in things that then, or delegating things that I don't like that's one of my questions. Yeah, I have my questions ready for you guys, but that's what I would say for me is I like to do the same thing every day. I'm like a step-by-step type of person. Okay, thank you.
I knew Nicole would.
But I'm not like a plant, like I don't like to, like I can't do that. I've tried for many years to do that planning like phases, and that doesn't work for me. That's not how I'm designed. I have to let inspiration move me, like inspired action move through me. And that's how I make the balance work. Because when I don't feel it, like when I imagine someone buying from me, when I don't feel like selling, it's gross. Like I just am like, ew. I want to feel really excited to sell something and in alignment to sell it. And then it feels really good. But I can't, no matter what I've tried to schedule, I'm not designed that way. I have to let the inspired action move through. But I do that consistently because I do the internal work that causes me to take the inspired action. So there's still consistency, is just a different flavor.
That's awesome. One of the things, Stephen Pressfield had a book called The War of Art, and it's about the resistance, which is procrastination, right, by another name. Yeah. And he said, for him, he writes when he is inspired by the muse, and thankfully it shows up at 9 a.m. every morning, right? What that means is, regardless of how the hell he feels, he's going to show up and do the work. And I think that's the case with a lot of us. And it was funny when we originally were having our group chat, and Nicole, I'm going to call you out. When we were originally having our group chat about this being called the Manifest It, Multiply It, Mind It, Money Summit. Nicole was like, yeah, I'm loving that. Multiply it, mind it. I love it. I was like, you skip manifest. Because your mind is like, what are the numbers?
Yes.
We're not talking about this woo-woo-ish. What are the numbers, right? So Nicole, how do you blend in? Because it's funny because it's like even looking at the screen, I'm like, well, Stacy's here and Aggie's here and Nicole is over here. In terms of like sort of thinking through how do you balance out the nuts and bolts with understanding the universe is universe, or whatever you believe in that higher power.
Yeah. And you know what's so funny, Michelle, is that you see me that way, but I'm so much more woo than you know. I actually have a life coach that is, she's an she's astrology life path is, what she, specializes in, I guess, and human design and all of that. So we do a lot of that every single week.
Now I gotta know, what's your design? It's killing me.
So design your wealth, design your life.
Yes. So manifesting generator.
And me too.
Non-specific, she says something non-specific. So yeah, and when you were asking that question, Michelle, that's exactly what I was gonna say. That the things that I don't want to do are like I outsource them. I do a lot of outsourcing in my business, and I also get life coaching to help me with that consistency. Although when I did my Clifton Strengths, consistency was number one on my chart. So I'm really very consistent with my message, with my showing up, all of that. But yeah, I do a lot of, I outsource a lot of what I don't like to do. And what I do really well, I do that a lot. So that's my...
because you've been able to multiply it, you can afford to pay someone to do those things.
Absolutely.
This is why this becomes very concrete. All of these components fit together because they enable us to give ourselves back to our families, to do the things that we want to do, and to not be, what do they say? You quit your job and then become employed by your small business. And that's not really what an entrepreneurial life really, for most of us, we want to
right.
Lead on, right? So putting all of these pieces together.
Michelle, your audio keeps coming up.
Is it going in and out?
Yeah.
I thought it was me.
Okay, so Aggie asked the question that you had. I've switched up mics and everything. So Aggie, you had some questions. Get us kicked off.
Okay, so I have a question for both. For Nicole, how do you make it fun? How do you make because I do it, but I don't always have fun doing it. So tell me how you make, I really like 5 minutes sounds very fun.
Yeah.
Just on its own, just the fact that it's only 5 minutes. However, I do have 20/20 to do. So that already makes me want to cry.
And I know that, and that's why I mentioned about, not just seeing the entering the one time, you can copy and paste, whatever. But the way that I make it fun is colors. I love colors. I love to, so people are, first of all, visually appealing is what I work on. I also inject my personality a lot into my marketing and into my business, because, there's a lot of platforms out there. I'm not going to, sit here and act like 5 Minute Bookkeeper is brand new and the only one. And so what I do to differentiate myself is say, those are boring, come over here. You have community, you have other people like you who are in the same community, and, it's fun over here. And the feedback that I've gotten is that my systems make doing finances fun. Literally, a lot of people say that, oh, I'm so happy I'm doing this. It really helps me to do this, that, the other. So I think a lot of times it's just, a lot of people see me and they're like, oh, she's not, the quote unquote typical boring finance person. Let me see what she's up to. And then they would probably, start following me, and they see a couple of my videos, or they might watch my demo video or something like that. But just to warm people up, and not, it takes time for my clients. Sometimes they follow me for a long time before they buy my product or my services, because it's, as I said, it's overwhelming to think about finances, and they just don't believe that I can make it fun, or I can make it. And I also show a lot of testimonials. So my clients are saying, this is fun, I'm loving it, it's very simple, all those things. And they put those in the reviews, and I also show that. So it's just a matter of showing that, this really does not have to be as bad as you think finances are. And then doing all of that combined is what I think has really, my ICA has really warmed up because she really is not thinking about this being fun or, just a chore, and I just don't want to think of it as a chore.
It's funny that you said that, because I think one of the things that you just said, Nicole, is that you pre-framed it. Like, you're saying hey, this is something that's a pain, right? And we're going to make it fun. It's going to be more fun when you go to your bookkeeper and it's like, woo, there you go, right? And I think also having that community space, that if everybody together is saying, oh, this was so easy, this is so fun, it just kind of builds that wave of okay, it's not so bad, I'm going to go do it. Even if people were putting it off, they more have that group think that okay, this is a win, and we're celebrating it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is what has happened with just building over time.
That's awesome.
My question for Stacy is, how do you approach the research? Because I loved what you shared, and I was like, yeah, if I did this, I probably would add a few zeros, but why don't I want to do that research? How do I get myself mentally to the place for researching my perfect client? Because everything you said made complete and utter sense. I was like, yes, I can absolutely see how that would benefit my business, but how do I get myself into the research zone? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, and I'm not a researcher, right? So we probably have that same that sounds hard and annoying and icky.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things that a lot of times with my clients, we do it together, right? So it's done with you. So we literally, before we start coaching, we have a jump start call. And this is one of the things that we go through together. And like I was saying about my client with the pizza, right? He didn't come up with on his own that it's profits and participation. My logistics client didn't come up with on its own that it's end client satisfaction. It was really me asking them questions and really pulling that out of them. So it's it's a thing that we do together. So we get that energy and excitement, and then they're like, oh yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, that's it. And like you feel that energy. I think the easiest way to do it is like, I know my clients, when they come on board, like, what do your clients say when they come on to one of those intro sessions with you? I would start there and then just look at like, I literally, because I recently redid this for myself, and I looked at what were the things that they were saying were wrong with their business? What are their goals? What were they saying they wanted to move? What were some words that they were saying that were like, I mentioned about like using just a little part of my potential. I know I have so much more potential. Like those are things that I've seen over and over again. Like I see a lot of the people that I work with are doctors, they're Ivy Leaguers. They're like, I don't have these advanced degrees. I didn't go to a fancy school. I didn't even finish school, right? And so like the thing is that I'm attracting these people because they're super smart, but they're like, oh, I'm just using that little pinky, gotta use the whole me that I was blessed with to come forth in the world. And the other thing I would say is like, just, do it, like spy on your clients, Facebook, LinkedIn, make it easy. Like you can go and see what they're, like if you have some clients, like pick like a few clients, 3 to 5 clients that you love, and just like, okay, what are they talking about? Are they talking about social justice? Are they talking about, the latest TV show? Are they talking about exercise? Are they talking about my dog? Those sort of things that you start to just like pull those things in. And, the other thing that happens is if you talk about what you're passionate about, like then it gets other people that are like in that energy. Like I talk a lot about the lake house, which has been something that I was really kind of shy to say. And now I've had like 2 people buy lake houses because they said I inspired them. Right. So the thing is like when you start to talk about your thing, then it's like also pulling your perfect clients that resonate. Like I talk about the fact that, my daughter was a gymnast, national level gymnast, and I used to take time off to travel. Like I would go to her, go meet with these Olympic coaches, and I would do a VIP day wherever she was. So it's like people that wanted to be able to like go travel with their kids basketball or, whatever. They're like, oh, I want that too. Like, how can I make my business mobile? So, some of the things that you're going to do in your marketing just come from like, oh, it's this pain that they have that they mentioned. How can I help them with that?
And if I can jump in for a second, Aggie, to say that a lot of times with my ideal client, they resonate with my story. And so talking about the lake house and how she travels with her kids. And there are others who are like, if she can come back from bankruptcy and become a finance coach, then I want to listen to what she has to say because she can help me, and there definitely are clients and customers who said, I didn't want to come to you because I felt so ashamed. I have not filed my taxes for 2 years. And, and then they'll be like sending me these glowing reviews. Oh my gosh, I didn't want to go to her, but she saved my life. So stuff like that is you have to share your story and whoever resonates with that. And then what I do is a lot of my people are on social media so I can find out about them. So that's research. I can see their profiles and stuff. So that also helps.
Yeah, interact with them on social media.
I'm sorry?
One of the things that I heard Amy Porterfield say once in terms of sharing your story is that you still having trouble hearing me?
Come closer a little bit.
So I'm too far away.
That's good.
Basically? This is a brand new computer because I felt like I should use a brand new computer today. This is actually part of our Comcast grant. We got a business grant from Comcast, which included our 2 laptops, a tablet, and service for a year as a small business owner hit by COVID. So yay, Comcast, ooh, on the microphone. So, and of course, I don't even bring my boom out. But, one of the things that I did hear Amy Porterfield share before is that show people your scars, not your scabs. So be through it, right? If Nicole shared with us, I'm in bankruptcy right now, and here's how you can track your money. You're kind of like, well, it didn't kind of work out so well for you, honey, right? And so to keep that in mind as we're connecting with people that, yes, you're a peer, but you still have to be sure that you stand within your expertise, right? So that they can feel like, okay, she got through it. Now she's admired in it right now, right?
Right,
And I
right.
think that's a big psychological shift for people to be able to see themselves in you, but you also to be able to maintain a little bit of distance to say, but yes, I can teach you how to do this, right?
Right.
I love it.
Stacey, you were getting ready to say something about social media.
Well, I think, one of the things with social media is that you can interact with your clients or prospective clients. And I think that really deepens the bond of like, you can see that they're really involved with their kids' soccer or whatever it is and really connect that way. And I see on social media, like there's some people that I really connect with, like, oh, they love watching sunsets and the water, some people are like, they love to do the Peloton or Peloton app or, you see these different circles. And then the thing that Nicole had said is like, it's not just from the intake forms that you're going to get what people are struggling with, but it's also when they tell you, like, they kind of confess to you after they work with you that like, I was feeling but you made me feel this, which is awesome. And so that's part of like the messaging too, of like, I hadn't filed my taxes for X number of years and I was super scared. I couldn't sleep. Again, that's that whole pain exercise that we went through in my session of like, okay, that whole thing of all their pain about that, all their shame, all their fear. Now we can talk about that in your marketing because they've just kind of confessed it once they got through the other side working with you.
Right.
So that's a way to do the research without it really being research.
And I think the real bottom line about our money is that it is, as Stacia said in her session,
come in closer.
Logic and emotion. Logic and emotion. That's what we talked about in Stacey's session, is that this is this balance between logic and emotion, right? So money is not all emotion, but it is emotion, and it's not all logic, but it is logic, and sort of bringing those together. How do you guys feel about, you were talking earlier sort of about selling. There's an Audi commercial, right, where they say two men were in a dealership or whatever. One drove off with a new car. Neither one sold one, right? And it's sort of how you tell your story instead of selling all the time. It's connecting, building relationships, and then sharing your expertise and showing the value. Which is why I love how all three of you kind of tied together with that. Do you guys have any other questions for each other? You guys are asking great questions because you watched each other's session, so sure it's awesome.
I had a question for Aggie about manifesting. Now, I know that there is, you spoke about the secret and and the magic and all of that, making it seem so easy to manifest without doing the work. How do you try to cut through that, that I guess mindset that people have to say, I want to win the lottery. Let me focus on winning the lottery. Let me buy a ticket every single day and focus and not, and say to them, be realistic in your manifestation. And I know realistic and manifestation is kind of like an oxymoron right there. But, because people are like, manifesting is like, infinite. But how do you, cut through all of that and say you have to be realistic in your manifestation, and then you have to add the action? Because if you're making a certain amount of money, let's say, because of course I have to talk about money, and you're saying I want to make $1 million, but I'm making 10,000 now, of course you can make $1 million, but what are the actions behind that? And what is the timeline? And of course you could probably make it overnight, but it might take you a little while. So how do you like inject some reality into that?
I think, we don't want to use manifestation like a shortcut to anything, right? Like any of our tools, any of the skills that we have, we don't want to use it as a shortcut, because shortcuts have the energy of scarcity. Lottery has the energy of scarcity. It's like, I don't have enough. I need to win it big. I can't come. If you've ever heard the story of the penny compounding, like one penny doubled every day, grows very, very quick, right? So I like to present it to people like, think about manifestation, something that compounds over time. Like you can start with small things, but don't use it as something that's like gonna fix everything. Nothing's gonna fix everything overnight. Nothing is coming to save you. You have to get into alignment with what you want and what you desire, and do the inspired. I call it inspired action. It can be, you can work as hard as you want to work, and it can feel really good to work hard at what you love, right? That can also feel really good. And there are days when you need a nap. Like, both are fine. And I nap a lot.
Stacey and I were just talking about that last night.
But to me, it's like, don't use manifesting or any other tool as your get rich quick
Santa
thing.
Claus.
Because all of us know that's not true. Not everything you see is like a 10-year dream or a 5-year dream for people. And even if people come out of the gate, with a home run, see if they sustain it, because like, things happen over time. They compound over time. So to me, like, when you have an intention that is in integrity, like, I want to build something great over time. I have a vision of wealth versus I need to get rich quick. Like, you're setting yourself up to fail with the get rich quick thing. If you do, amazing. Like, I hope you have the best launch and you never have to work again, right? But but you don't want to set it up with that level of pressure or scarcity or anything else. Like, it's a tool like anything else that is, it'd be nice if it just gets easier and easier and easier as time goes on to manifest. But you don't want to, put it that way that you're setting yourself up. Like, prove it to the universe. Like, I'm going to invest every penny I have into this thing and it better work.
Right.
It's also, there's like 1 out of a million stories that works out that way, right? Most of the time it's that someone did something over time and it compounded, and the compound effect is extremely powerful, right? Like, it happens so much faster than waiting 30 years to retire from something to go live your life, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Stacey, you look like you had something to jump in.
Well, it's just, you got me like all stirred up about this, because I see like it's almost like this magic bullet, magic wand, magic pill that we've all been sold. And it's like, whether it's losing weight or growing our business or whatever it is that we want, like, what I'm seeing right now is that there's so many experts and coaches that they're like, this is the thing. If you just get Instagram to work, if you just get Clubhouse to work, if you just get Facebook ads to work, it is going to be the thing that changes your business and changes your life. And that's where, like, for me, it's like, I don't have like here's how to do the Instagram ads.
You mean this?
Yeah, exactly. Shazam. And so the thing is like, maybe people aren't like coming to me to say, oh, Stacey, I want to make $1 million with my Facebook ads. But then they also don't have that risk of like you were saying, the lottery of like, oh, I'm going to put all my money into the lottery. It's the same thing with Facebook ads. You can put all your money in Facebook ads. Facebook could shut you down tomorrow, right? Or yesterday. And so I think like learning to grow a business, learning to scale a business with these skills to keep adding to zero. Like, my clients that have gone from 0 to 6 figures, 6 to 7, 6 to 8 figures, they're not like doing like a trendy fad thing. They're combining the things, they're stacking the things that work. And I'm not saying you have to do the whole stack like all at once. Like, you can't do all the platforms all at once, but like, keep adding to that stack, keep taking those steps. And like you're saying, have it be inspired action. And when you do it from inspired action, then everything works better than if you're like, oh, well, I'm going to go do Clubhouse because everybody else is going to do it. Even though I hate it, I hate speaking in public, blah, 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 blah. You have to find the thing that works for you. Yeah. And just keep taking those inspired steps.
And the consistency piece, all 3 of you spoke to consistency. And I know when clients reach out to me, it's the first thing they say when we have our discovery call. I've been watching you for 1.5 years. Like, really? Like, literally, people have come to me when outside was open and said, I have gone to so many events that you've shared. And I was like, well, was I not there? And they're like, no, you were there, but I was scared to come say hi. Right. But there was something about the consistency and showing up and walking your talk. And, there's time. right? I mean, that's the bottom line. It's time in. People are watching and they want to transact with people who they trust, who will be there. There are people who have bought space here to have their mail services for a year because they believe we will be here a year from today. They believed we'd be here last year, this time to today. And that really holds well with your clients when you're trying to say, hey, this is what you need to do. And here's how you can, walk these steps out with your money.
It's so funny, Michelle, because I think I'm kind of addicted to reading these articles about how these co-working spaces have failed. I saw another one last night. I'm like, I'm not going to send it to Michelle.
No, you can send them because it's insane. It's not easy time right now for our industry.
No, but it's because you created a community and you created this like, know, and trust factor with your people. And like what you were just saying there about consistency, if I were to go join the wing, right? It's all the wing was about these pretty chairs and pretty spaces and to be so Insta babe, business babe, right? And it was like,
I didn't say that, y'all. That was if Wing or WeWork has any money left next year, you can definitely invest it over here.
But what I'm saying is that the thing was all about the image, right?
Yeah, it was.
And there was not the heart there. And so it's like not just about the consistency, but it's about also putting your heart. And like Michelle, like the way you post on Instagram and all these places, it's like you see people. And I don't like you see what their pain is, you see what they want. So you're seeing both sides, and you're like, even if it's a meme and it's funny, it's like, oh, she got me right there. She got me right there. Yes. And then there's ones that are like aspirational, and she's like, oh, she sees that in me too, right? And so people feel that, and I think that's why people have that trust in you, is because you've been consistent, you've created this community, and you've also like shared your heart with people.
Yeah.
And I believe that authenticity can be replicated by all of us, right? Not us. We know we already got it, but folks watching us who feel like, how do I show up for my people? Just show up as you. What were you going to say, Nicole?
That's exactly what I was going to say. They get to know the real you. They feel like they know you, other than this businesswoman who owns a co-working space. They get to know that you're funny, that you're, all the other things that you are, Michelle. And so they see you as a quote unquote real person, and not just a pretty space and, on Instagram or doing it for the gram or anything like that. So I think that is also why you have staying power, because of that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I feel that way for all of you. You're all authentic. I follow you. I'm connected with you. And I know that Stacy and Aggie are in the middle of a snowstorm right now. Still showed up for us. And Aggie actually left her house so that she could have quiet, so that she could show up for us. And if that isn't authentic, to say, you know what, I'm going to show up do this speaking engagement and pour into other people. I mean, there's nothing that is. In our last few minutes together, would you each mind saying the one thing that you hope people take away from watching your workshop masterclass today at the No Small Business Left Behind Money Summit? Manifest it, multiply it, mind it, please. And I'm going to go off screen for a second.
Okay, I will start and say that I hope that people get from this, that your finances do not have to be scary. And if you're an entrepreneur, your business literally depends on you minding your money, paying attention to your money, being able to grow. I mean, there's only so much growth you can have by not taking care of your finances, just, doing it once a year or whatever it is, or just have it on its own. So I hope that you can take away that building that relationship and minding your money is literally the way to have a successful business.
So important.
Yeah.
Stacey.
Oh, me. Okay. For me, I really think going from commodity to becoming a bespoke business, I mean, that was something completely new that I talked about today that I've never spoken about anywhere in that way. And I think it's really key, because when you are able to be different and not to be a commodity, then your trajectory is off the charts because of the fact that nobody can copy you. You develop this relationship with your clients. You have that like, know, and trust factor. So I would just really tell people to go back, watch the workshop again, do that exercise. And, if you need some help with the exercise, reach out. Cause I know like Aggie said, like, I don't want to do it by myself. Right. And, have somebody, have me pull it out of you, like have me ask you those questions, but get really clear because that'll affect your pricing. That'll affect the, length of time your clients come to you. That'll affect like the fun in your business because you're really aligned with the right people.
And you all said fun today, fun and play.
Can't hear you again.
Really, fun and play is really important. You've all said fun and play today in your workshops, right? So what do you say, Aggie? What's your takeaway?
I think, not letting your energy dictate your dreams, that conversation about like leaving your dream where it is, leave it at that standard and let yourself rise to a different standard, right? Let yourself rise to a different standard. Don't move the dream. Let it be what you desire, because when you start negotiating your dream, you're not going to have the energy even for those ones. Yeah. Right. So don't negotiate that. Find a different way to raise your energy to match them.
I love that.
So good. Okay. That's a writer downer.
And I'm telling you, I'm going to go back around because each lady has a URL, a website, something that you can connect with her through. And I'm going to share my takeaway from each of their workshops. And then we're going to be out. Hopefully everybody can hear me. I basically would have to put the thing down my throat at this point if you can't hear me since I'm sitting to the screen. So for Aggie, my takeaway was that you can work hard and manifest. What? You're going to have to get the replay to understand that, because that used to beat the hell out of me all the time. Like I'm working hard and they told me I'm not supposed to work hard. It's just supposed to flow to me because I said the morning is coming, right? And so I really appreciated that. So Agnes, how can people get in touch with you? What's a good link or a way to connect?
I'm active on Facebook, Agnes Kowalski, and I'm active on Instagram, also Agnes Kowalski, and my website, same name.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stacy, my biggest takeaway, and it's like how Stacy was saying, where she talked about, she actually mentioned Mr. Harrell's menswear, who I shared. If you guys saw that turn was everything, right? With his custom suits. And it's really, like Stacy said, about standing out and not being a commodity, but also the difference, as some of us and many of us watching our own businesses, is the difference between connecting with customers and connecting with clients. And that is a very big distinction that will help you add that zero. And it's not hyperbolic at all. It's really true, because we just talked about authenticity. So what is the difference to you between your customers and your clients? And are you actually really leveraging that in a very ethical way? So Stacy, how can folks stay in touch with you?
Thank you, Michelle. It's always good to hear what everybody else takes away, because everybody takes different quotes. Yeah, exactly. You can get my More Clients in Cash checklist at moreclientsincash.com. And it has some things that you can do quickly to get more clients in cash, or you can book a session with me at stacyhyland.com. But I'm on all the social, stacyhyland.com, because I'm the only one in the world. So it's good to have a weird Swedish name that nobody has.
So you don't get all those calls like, are you that Stacy Hyland? Yeah.
No, I'm the only one.
Right, exactly. I am her. Thank you. And so for Nicole, who brought us in with Minded session, my takeaway from Nicole is exactly what Peter Drucker said. If it isn't measured, it can't be managed. If you really are serious about your money and understanding how it can work for you, you have to pay attention to it. And the way to pay attention to it is to know how much is coming in, how much is going out, and to also set goals and then achieve those goals because you're paying attention to where you are in the process. So Nicole, how can folks stay in touch with you?
They can find me on Instagram, Nicole Barham #2, because there's not only one of me. And my website is under a little bit of construction right now, www.nicolebarham.com, or for 5-Minute Bookkeeper, 5minutebookkeeper.com.
Thank you all. So
I'm going
folks,
to take a picture of us.
I know you have to. Yes.
What?
Send it to me.
A screenshot.
Look at it.
Yes.
Oh, you're smarter than me.
Yeah, everybody's on the screen, and I'll take a quick screenshot.
Okay.
We're still broadcasting. My name is Michelle Talbert, and I absolutely adore these women because we are tribe, right? We are squad, and we all win. The bottom line is that I put together the No Small Business Left Behind brand and the summits that have followed for the past year because it was a give back to our community. We saw everyone talk about how everybody was too big to fail. We were too small to be left behind, and that is why we're here. And I know that money can be a real struggle, challenge, whatever words you like to use. Everybody has something with money, right? And so it was really important to bring this all together. We have additional upcoming talks. Some are paid, some are free. We are a partner with Grow with Google. So we do have a How to Get Found on Google program that's coming up in March. At the beginning of March, we are kicking off Women's History Month, talking with Christina Duran, who is the founder of Beautiful Brown Girls Brunch, which is a huge organization across America. And she's going to talk to us about friends and women being friends. Look at all these women being friends, right? What that looks like and how important it is in this time of physical distancing, because we're not really socially distanced. We're physically distanced. I hugged someone by accident the other day.
Oh, no.
And she didn't flinch. I didn't flinch. It was like it was just so natural. And it was the first time ever that I'd hug someone. If you would like to stay connected with Her Power Moves and the whole No Small Business Left Behind and Her Power Movement branding, please head over to herpowermoves.com/stay in the know, KNOW, herpowermoves.com/stay in the know. And I will be dropping all of our links below on Facebook, y'all. Thank you each so much, Aggie K, Stacey Highland, Barham.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Bye.